Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Sashay Away with Barry. I'm Barry and I'm your host, in case you've forgotten, because it's been a while since I've been here. I am super late with this episode because the new episode is actually going to come out tomorrow. And I am just recording last week's episode now. So that's how late I am. It's been crazy around here. Halloween came, it was on Thursday last week, which was the day the episode aired. I went out the night before, I went out Halloween. I did stay home Friday night and didn't do anything. I did watch the episode a second time that night, and I should have done my video then, but I didn't. And then Saturday, I was busy. Life gets in the way. I had a work event, a women's event where we raised, $500,000 for our programs at the center, which is amazing. I got dressed up for it. And then on Sunday, I hosted the drag volleyball tournament for Gotham Volleyball. So I was dressed up again Sunday morning. And so, life gets in the way. And Monday came around, Tuesday came around, and now it's Wednesday. And here I am recording the video at 10:41 p.m. in New York City. That's Eastern Standard Time for those of you who aren't around here. And so, yes, I am late. I'm going to warn you that the light on my camera is probably going to go out not too long from now. Hopefully you'll still be able to see me. I do have plenty of lights on in the apartment, so it should be fine. But that's that. Let's get into this episode because I'm going to try and make it quick because we are so far behind. We said goodbye to our lovely, lovely Something Wong at the beginning of this episode. Crystal called her the heart of the show for her and then quickly erased her message. It was a little shady, but I believe Something Wong was the heart. She was a good person. I enjoyed her on the show. I think she got a raw deal one week, and then when she fucked up the next week, that's why they sent her home. But her first week in the bottom, she did not deserve to be there. But that's just my opinion. But they erased her message. It said something to the effect where it said, "Believe in yourself more than I believed in myself." And that was her biggest downfall, is that she didn't believe in anything that she did, the poor thing. So I don't know, I'm gonna miss her. She was a great addition to the show. When they do their international all-stars, which I am crossing my fingers for already, hopefully she will be on it. Time will tell, we'll see. They are going on tour, so you can go see her there if you're in the UK. Blue and Cheryl don't think that it should have been a double win this week. Not this week, last week. For Snatch Game, they didn't really say who they thought should win. They just said that they didn't think it deserved a double win. And Blue knows that she was third. I agree with her. She probably was third, but she didn't get that choice because they sent her and Cheryl back together rather than have a top three. Because, they do their little untucked and Cheryl would have been sitting back there by herself. And that is not good television, is it? No, not at all. I'm gonna take a sip of my tea. I am still drinking my tea. It's gonna be really hot because I just made it, but it's tasty. This week, our mini challenge is the reading challenge. I wasn't sure they were gonna do this there because the Brits have a very dry sense of humor, and so I didn't know. I mean, it's gonna be great over in the UK. They probably loved it there, but I didn't know if we would get it. I personally enjoy a dry sense of humor. Some of their reads were not reads at all. They loved calling bag of shit. Maybe that's her nickname, I don't know. But they used it a lot. The reads were fine. There was nothing groundbreaking, nothing extra special. They didn't seem as mean as the queens in the United States are. I find that when queens don't really know how to read in the US, they just go mean, and it's not funny. And reading is supposed to be like a dig, but there's some truth there, but it's also funny. And that's my problem with a lot of the US reads, that they're just not funny. These, again, they're very dry. Some of them were funny. Some of them were just statements. But none of them I thought were mean. So I appreciated that. Cheryl wins. Great. My favorite one for her was the Madonna line to Blue about loathing hydrangeas. I thought that was really funny. And I'm a Madonna fan, so it made me laugh. That's it. She wins. And I think they just kind of gave her the win because they wanted her to pick the teams or the challenge. Yeah, I really think that's the only reason, because they didn't want Baga or Vivian to win because they would have put themselves on a team together. Although I'm sure when they're told to pick teams that they're not really picking on their own. I'm sure they're being told who they need to pick. But I think that's why Crystal won. She wasn't superbly above anyone else in the reading challenge, but she was fine. I was happy. She decided, and by the way, the challenge is girl groups this week. So they are going to be writing their own verse of the song, creating their costumes, doing their own choreography, recording the track with M&EK, who I like to call MNLOP, but it is M&EK, all letters, just like it says, M-N-E-K. And then they will have to lip sync the whole performance as a group together on the main stage. I love this challenge. I think it is a great challenge. We finally get to see the queens sing, because that's what we hear the UK queens do, is they sing live. They don't lip sync, they sing live. So we're gonna get to hear them sing a little. There was a lot of auto-tune being done, which was fine. It wasn't a lot, I guess. There was some. Some could have been auto-tuned a little more, but I think they did that for television purposes. But that's the way it goes. Crystal picks the Vivian because she's a singer, and Cheryl because she's a dancer. Not a dumb move. Although I wouldn't want those two personalities on my team. That's more of my issue. It wasn't a bad choice that she picked them. It was just the personalities. Not gonna fly. I don't know why. I mean, like I said, I think these whole things, sorry, my fascinator is sliding down on my face. I think when they're told to pick teams, they're told who to pick, because if she was really picking her team, she would have picked Baga and Vivian because they are Confidence Corner. And then we could have saw what the other girls did together. That's why I think it's a little bit shady, rigged by the producers as to who they are gonna pick. I think they're told who to pick and not given the choice. That's my own thought. I don't work on the show. I'm just making this shit up. I don't know. But they pick their team as Filth Harmony, off of Fifth Harmony. We all get it. Some of the names they came up with, they were very cute. This is the one that stuck, and that's the one they picked. But that leaves Baga, Davina, and Blue for the competing team, and they come up with the Frock Destroyers. This name is the best one ever. It is based on the Cock Destroyers. If you don't know who they are, you should Google them. They are two British, I think they're comedians. Someone said they're porn stars, and I don't think they really are. I think that's just their shtick. I think they're comedians, and they do this crazy, crazy, crazy videos about destroying cocks. And they talk about their boobs. It is hysterically funny. It is very British, and it makes me laugh. So look them up, the Cock Destroyers. But so are they going to be the Frock Destroyers. They had thrown out Destiny's Child. That is overdone. People like that as a name, but it is overdone so much. So I'm glad that they jumped right past that. Team Filth is very confident. I guess wherever Vivian gets to be Confidence Corner. She's the mayor, apparently. So they are very confident that they're going to win this. They're going to slay this. The other team has zero chance. And when that happens, it is always foreshadowing for the worst. But the Frocks are confident in their own way. They think Crystal has really fucked herself over because she picked these two strong personalities. One is a great singer, one is a great dancer, and they're gonna outshine her on the stage and in the performance. And they're not wrong. Vivian even says it. She says, I'm a great singer, Cheryl's a great dancer, Crystal is skinny. That's shady. Don't talk about her like that. She's skinny, but she's cute as well. And she's super talented. I am a big fan of Crystal, so don't talk about her like that. Let's move on to the recordings with M&EK. I just love saying M&EK, or MNLOP if you prefer. She is an adorably lovable queer person. I don't know what her pronouns are, I'm going to call her she. And I love her. I love the things on her head. I loved her blue eyeshadow. I loved her outfit. It is something that I would wear all the time. I just think she was amazing. And she was super nice and loving the fact that she was there. I'm a little jealous that the UK Queens get this wonderful producer, and we get Todrick Hall, who is just a bitter old queen who tries to make himself come off as shady as possible. And now we find out that maybe she's really shady in life because she don't pay people. But that's a whole nother story. I don't know the facts of it. I didn't look at it. I'm not a fan of Todrick Hall. I did download some of his music because I think it's fun. But on the show, I do not like him on the show. He has said that he's not coming back because he gets so much hate mail. But maybe if you're a nicer person and didn't try to amp it up for television, people would like you more. You know, you catch more flies with sugar. That's not the saying. Is it honey? You catch more flies? I don't know. You catch more flies with shit too. So there you go. Anyway, MNEK, I'm all in. I love him. He is so positive and is just there to have a good time. He is loving it. He introduces Ian, who's there to record it. And, you know, great. I'm happy that we got to meet Ian as well because it could have been all about MNEK. But he shared the limelight with him. Viv does a good job on her verse, but then she realizes that she can't spell. She keeps spelling break, B-R-A-K, which is brack. And then she made a very funny joke about private school, going to private school and not being wasted on her because now she dresses like a woman and can't spell. It was funny. It was so funny. And then later we find out she can't count either. Not having a good day in the education department. But she has a lovely voice. Her verse was fine. Cheryl's verse was fine. She started dancing at one point and MNEK danced with her. What really sold it for her was her little bits over the chorus. They were crazy. She's just popping out random stuff. And then at one point she goes, ugh, which was my favorite. It did not make it into the song, but it was my favorite one. And then she punctuates it all with a tongue pop, which I can't do, so I'm not going to try. Because, you know, she is Alyssa Edwards, or is trying very, very hard to be Alyssa Edwards. Crystal was a mess. That's the only way to say it. She can't sing. I appreciate that. The poor thing. She knows she can't sing, so I don't feel bad for her because, you know, that's the way it is. But she's very cute. MNEK just tries to be the most polite person he can, telling her, maybe you should rap instead. And then she raps and it's still not that great. Her voice has like one tone to it. And that's all there is. Sorry. But they feel good about their recording. So good. The Frock Destroyers come in all wearing turbans, and I live for it. I know they are probably all baggas because we've seen her roaming around the workroom in a turban. I have a few turbans of my own. So I am all on board for a matching turban set. Bagga proved that she can sing as well. Girl is not just a comedy queen, she's got voice. Blue even said it. She's like, Bagga is one of those queens that goes around saying, I'm really funny, I can sing, and she is right. She can do both. So yeah, you can't discredit the Bagga. She did her job. She knows what she's doing. She is there to slay. We once again see that Blue is naughty. Her verse was fine. It wasn't anything groundbreaking. But then when she went into her little chorus bits and she said, despunk my balls, which they have cut out. It did not make it into the final cut, which we were told it would not. Because this does need to be sold on, you know, the iTunes or wherever you get your music. But yeah, it just came out. She's like, it just came out. I didn't mean to say that at all. But it came out. She meant to say defrock. And she said despunk. So way to go. And MNEK gave us a little throwback to Tatiana and said choices. Choices. Yes, that is our Tatiana line of the night. Davina gets up and Emanike asks if she's gonna sing, and she's like, yeah, I'm gonna sing, da 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 da. And then she starts kind of rapping in a manly voice, which wasn't bad, it was good. But then she gives us the whistle tones. I, unlike Emanike, am not a lamb. I do not care for the Mariah Carey. But seeing Davina do these whistle tones gave me life. I was living, it was so good. I could listen to it all the time and be completely happy because it was so much fun. I loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Davina is a star. That's all I'm gonna say. Can you tell who I'm rooting for this season? Davina. And now we get to do some dancing. Filth Harmony is being led by Cheryl, of course, because she's a dancer. Cheryl basically choreographs it the way she wants to, and says, this is what we're doing, this is what we're doing, this is what we're doing, and if you can't do it, that's not my problem. That is not how you choreograph for people who neither are very strong dancers. Crystal is clearly a deer walking on the first day of birth. And who's the other one? Viv is just kind of standing in the background during the rehearsals. I mean, she got the choreography, but she was like kind of standing in the background, not doing anything. Crystal would make suggestions or say, I can't do that. And Cheryl didn't care. That is not teamwork. That is terrible, terrible, terrible leadership. So I was not here for it. What she did was she created not easy choreography for them to do, but stuff that she knew that she could do and she could shine at. And they would fail. So it made herself look good. The Frocks are going to be led by Davina, and Davina choreographs completely different. She says that she knows how to choreograph for people with varying skill levels. And she totally did. It was repetitive. The chorus, they did the exact same move. That's what you need to do. Because you know what? You need to know your words. You need to know your moves. And the less you have to think about it, the easier it is. They all got to do their little solo parts while the other two danced in unison behind them. And then at the chorus, they all did the same moves. It was the same 3 times in a row. And I didn't care because they got it right. It worked. And that's what real leadership is. That is what collaboration is. That is teamwork. Way to go, Davina. You are once again a rock star. In case you weren't aware, they're back in the workroom now, and they're going blah, 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 having their little spat back and forth how great each team did and how great they are. And in case you weren't aware, Cheryl loves girl groups. Everything about girl groups. That is her job. She performs in a girl group. Everything girl group, girl group, girl group, girl group, girl group, girl group. Blech. Enough. I don't want to hear about your girl groups anymore. It's her thing. It's what she does. And she's not going to shut up about it until the episode is over. I bet next week we hear more about it. Because she's going to rave about how well she did. Even though she didn't win. She's going to rave about how well she did at it because it's girl groups. And that's her thing. You know, she does girl groups. That's her thing. Ugh. I don't like Cheryl. Then we get some chit chat about bullying. It was very necessary. I'm not going to go into it. I'm just going to say that Davina is such a real person that I love it. She's not putting on airs on this show. She is telling her truth. And that makes her even more special. I was excited to hear that she was a teacher. I never would have thought that. But I know from seeing some other British queens that a number of them are teachers, including one of my favorites, which is Donna Trump, who posted that she will be at Drag Race UK in January. And I'm hoping that's a precursor to maybe Drag Race UK Season 2 cast member, because I would love to see what she does on this show. It would shake things up. Her drag is weird and interesting and fun. And that's that. In case you didn't know, Drag Race did get picked up for Season 2. Today it was announced. So, yay! We get another season! Anyway, I lost my train of thought. We're talking about bullying. They talk about how they've all been bullied in the past and how it affects them. And Blue even says that her high school years of being bullied is the stem of all her lack of confidence in different areas. And it's true. I I grew up being bullied as well. You might not think so, but I'm super effeminate. It did not go over well in little small farm town in Indiana where I came from. And I was picked on and called names, and a little bit ostracized, by pretty much everyone. But I'm not going to go into my sad story. If you want to know more about it, I will happily talk about it at another time. You can write a comment below. I'll chit chat with you. And that's that. I don't want to go into it because I'll probably start crying, and we don't want to cry on here. Not me, not yet. Let's move on to the runway. We're going to take a pause so you can watch the runway right here.
I don't wanna see you, baby. I don't wanna talk to you. I don't even need you, baby. I know what I wanna do. I've had enough of this ride. I've spent enough of my time. What I'm about to say will blow your mind. I wanna break up. Bye-bye. Maybe I'll see you in the next life. Don't wanna make up. Tell you why. Cause I'm a superstar, so let's B-R-E-A-K. Break up. Bye-bye. Maybe I'll see you in the next life. Don't wanna make up. Tell you why. Cause I'm a superstar, so let's B-R-E-A-K. Break up.
That was the runway. I hope you enjoyed it. I also included all of the toot and boot percentages for you to peruse. So I hope you enjoyed that as well. If you'd like to play along in our toot and boot, we do it every week. It is on my Insta story. I like to say that it's always on there like around Monday. Sometimes it's Sunday. This week was really late again. I told you I had a crazy week, so it didn't actually go up until Monday night, really late. And I was doing it and I fell asleep in the middle of it. That's how late it was when I was doing it, and I was exhausted. But I'm gonna say it right here. Let's do it on Monday. I will put it up during the day on Monday. You'll have 24 hours to cast your votes. I always tell people to vote with the outfit, not with their favorite queens. It never works that way. People always just pick their favorite queens. And I mean, I'm not here to stop. And maybe you love their outfits. Maybe you think they're great. It doesn't always match with what I think, and we're gonna see that right now. So we're gonna start with Rue's look. I'm very perplexed by it. I don't know. I usually love it when she shows us her legs because her legs are amazing. But this dress didn't make her look glamazonian. It made her legs look a little stumpy. And I think it was because it was so short in the front that she was having problems walking with it. And so her legs looked kind of weird to me. I don't know. It was something really off. I did not love the dress. I loved that she actually stoned her skin. I say she, I'm assuming her makeup person stoned her skin, Raven. But I don't know. I'm torn on it. But I'm gonna give it a boot. But I'm not alone, because I just lost my pictures. Because only 55% of you tooted it, 45% boot. So I'm not terribly off. I had to boot it, I'm sorry. Michelle Visage and Graham are there as well. Rue made a very funny joke about Michelle and said, Michelle, have you ever wondered what it's like to be in a popular girl group? For those of you who don't know, Michelle Visage was in Seduction. They had one song, and then they broke up. I think they put out a whole album, but Michelle always says that she made zero money because they had bad management. They just signed away everything, and they lost a lot of money. Maybe they lost a lot of money because they weren't very good. Just gonna start off. Maybe say that. Graham Norton is also there, and Jade from Little Mix is there, and she is gorgeous. She looks amazing. Rue asks her if she's gonna be a judge like Simon Cowell, and she made a funny joke and said, well, his tits are bigger than mine. And it's probably true. Simon Cowell is known for having big boobs. But let's bring on the runway. First up, we have the Vivienne, and she is wearing this bronze, brassy woman of power dress, very rich white lady. Oh, I didn't say the category was a day at the races. So we're going to the horse races. This look, it's a great look. I actually really love her hair under this giant hat as my favorite part of the outfit. The dress is fine. It's just a little boring to me. She's wearing these weird sleeves that are supposed to be like opera gloves, but the hands aren't there. It's just from her wrist up past her elbow. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. So I'm gonna give it a very, very soft toot. And it's kind of the way it is. It was literally a 50-50 split on the toots and boots for her. Miss Cheryl Hole is coming out, and literally when she was standing at the entrance to the runway, it could have been Alyssa Edwards. This is Alyssa Edwards' dress. This is Alyssa Edwards' hair. This is Alyssa Edwards' stance. Everything about it was Alyssa Edwards. She is wearing a purple fascinator, which is why I'm wearing my purple fascinator. Mine actually looks better than hers. That's what I'm going to say about it, because hers looks cheap. This I got on Amazon, and it looks better than the one that she's wearing. And it don't match her dress. They're different colored purples. Oh, Cheryl Hole. I don't like her. I don't like this dress. It is way too simple. The layers are weird. It might be the right dress, a dress that she wears all the time. And it would be fine to go out clubbing in. But for this challenge and for Drag Race, no. It is a giant boot for me. And most of the people agreed with me. I'm not sure who tooted this look, but 36% tooted it and 64% booted it. And it is a boot. I don't have my buttons today. They are locked in the bedroom and Christian is sleeping, so I can't do my shade rattles or my yes girls, but that's okay. Next up is Crystal, and she came out in this floral onesie with green ribbons and that giant hat and the face bikini. I lived for this look. I thought it was super fun. She took A Day at the Races to her own weird level, and it's fashion and exciting. Jade from Little Mix loved it, and I agree with her. I think it's fantastic looking. And I hate a bodysuit, but I love this. A giant toot for me. I'm giving it a huge toot. I was surprised that it only got 68% toot and 32% boot. I don't know who these people are voting. I know they're all my friends, but I don't know who booted this. Next time I'm gonna take snapshots of them. I did look and see who did it, but I didn't memorize them. I did memorize some of the ones that booted my looks, but we'll talk about those at the end. Ms. Bag of Chips is next, and she came out in this yellow floral headdress a la Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, in this very simple yellow dress with a bolero jacket, all in one fabric, some gold shoes. It's fun. I'm not sure it fits the challenge. What would have been really funny is if she came out she can wear her yellow dress, but instead of the headpiece, to have like the big horseshoe full of flowers, like the horses win around her neck. To me, that would have been funnier. Because she is the campy queen and she's doing full camp. It's supposed to be a reference to Elizabeth Taylor, who did a floral look like this. Again, to me, it was Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. It's not bad. It's a boot. It's a toot for me. It's not a super strong toot, but not a light toot either. It's a solid toot. And most people agreed. 75% toot, 25% boot. Again, if she had worn the horseshoe flower collar, she would have gotten a shoot for me, because that would have been high camp. Blue Hydrangea is next. She came out with the horse head on her head, all this turquoisey blue fabric jumpsuit thing. From the waist up, including the waist train wings that are attached to her fingers. I love the pants. I hate. I think I just hate them because they're palazzo pants. And I might have even liked it more if they were fitted as a pant. Or a short minis, or even shorts maybe. Yeah, I wonder what she's hiding under there. Yeah, the pants I don't like. It's a toot because it's a great look. The horse head is gorgeous. Her face looks amazing. Her face looks different every time she comes out here, and I credit her makeup skills with that. When she took the horse head off back in the Untucked, I loved her wig as well. So she was there. She was ready. So this is a big toot. 80%, 82% toot, and 18% boot for Blue Hydrangea. Last up is Divina de Campo in Jockey Realness. This is a shoot. I'm giving her my shoot because this look gave me everything. She had the high pony as her mane. She had the jockey helmet on. She had the bolero jacket. She had the pants with those little fish scales, the gills on it. They were so good. And then she wore the heelless shoes to be her horse feet with a riding crop and gloves. It's a complete look. It is everything. She looks high fashion. She looks kooky. She looks campy. She looks like she is having a good time. Shoot. She got the shoot. I don't give them out willy-nilly, and she gets it. Again, I'm a huge fan of Divina Campo, so it shouldn't be a surprise that I'm giving it to her. She only got 86% toot and 14% boot. Again, these people booting her, I don't know what they're looking at. I don't know what they wanted. They probably tooted Cheryl Hole. Who knows? But that's what she got. So our bottom of the week was Cheryl Hole. She got the least amount of toots. And our top toot of the week was Divina de Campo. Rightfully deserved. I thought it would be higher, but we'll take what we can get. And those are the looks. Now let's talk about the girl group's performances. I have to find it because I skipped right past it because we should have been doing that before the runway. Filth Harmony, Vivian barely lip synced the whole time. I don't know if she didn't know the words, if she forgot what she was doing, if she was trying to concentrate on dancing, but there was a very messy lip syncing going on. Sometimes not even lip syncing at all. Yeah, it was not good. Dancing was a little awkward for both Vivian and Crystal. Crystal was obviously a little worse, but they were both struggling with the dancing, and you could see kind of Vivian counting it in her head, and I think that's what messed up her lip sync as well. Cheryl was clearly the star of the group and intended it that way. I think that was her plan the whole time. She was like, this is my challenge. This is what I'm gonna shine at. I don't care what these other girls do. I'm doing my thing, and that's it. Overall, it was not good. And then Cheryl did a death drop at the end, and the best part was Baga goes, and Cheryl did a death drop. And they all start laughing because, of course, she did. What else is she gonna do? That's all she can do. She's Alyssa Edwards. That's what she do. I don't think Alyssa does them anymore, actually. The Frock Destroyers. Baga is amazing. She worked in her phrases, "the lady's not for turning," and "much better," into her lyrics, which, genius. Ram it down our throats. We're buying it. So she managed to get two of her characters into her songs, which is, the way to go, because then you know who she is. You know what she's gonna do. Blue was pretty good. It wasn't anything outstanding or groundbreaking. She kept up with them. Her words were fine. She's not a singer, but her voice wasn't terrible. They did cut out her despunking line, which she should have said on the runway. I said this and I'm not allowed to, but that's fine. Divina was fantastic. She started off by doing the splits. She wrapped her voice in the manly voice. Then she did her whistle. It also started with her whistle tones as well. But she got her whistle tones in during the chorus part of her section. It was so good. She is a superstar and I love her. The choreography was simple, but it all worked. And because it worked, it looked cohesive. They were a matching team. It was so much better than the other group. There was no contest. It was over. Blah, 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 blah. Now we're on the runway because I already did it. See, had I just looked at my notes, we could have did it in order. Anyway, all of the Frock Destroyers win, and they each get a badge. You know, they apparently have, because they don't have to give out any money for this, they have an unlimited amount of money to make badges, because they cost probably 2 cents to make. But they all get a badge, so congratulations to Bag of Chips, Davina DeCampo, and Blue Hydrangea. They are all winners now. That gives Baga 3, Davina 2, and Blue 1. Vivian also has 2 on the other team, and no one else has any other ones. But that's the way it is. Cheryl is safe on her team, so that leaves Vivian and Crystal to be lip-syncing for their lives this week. For some reason, everyone decided it was the week to cry on the runway. And then that continued back to Untuck, where they were all crying. Except, well, Cheryl cried on the runway because she was so proud of how good she did on Girl Week, because you know what? She likes girl groups. She's girl groups. That's all she does. Oh my gosh, girl groups. So then backstage, everyone is crying still because they're all upset about how devastatingly bad they were. Except for Cheryl, who decides, let's talk more about girl groups because that's what I do. That's all she knows, apparently. Yeah, I think she knew she was safe and didn't want to be brought down because it's the best she's ever done. That's it. End of story. Cheryl likes girl groups. Anyway, let's move on to this lip sync. They are lip syncing to Power by Little Mix. I'm not going to lie. I don't know the song. I don't know that I would know any Little Mix song. I'm sure I do. I just didn't know it was them. Sorry, David. That's a shout out to you because I know you love Little Mix. I don't know anything about them other than they're apparently a girl group. That's it. Send your hate mail to me. I will read it. You tell me how stupid I am. But I don't know the song. But to start, they both get on motorcycles because there is some motorcycle revving. Vivian can't really move in her dress because it's tight, but she knows her words to the song, so that's a good thing. Crystal made it a little dirty by faking that she was peeing on the stage, not once, but twice. Once with a penis and once with a vagina. Crystal beats her ass a little and then plays her boobs a little. That seems to be her signature move, is to bang on her titties. But she also did her ass this week as well. Vivian just lip sync because she can't do it. She can't really move. She's walking around the stage in that tight dress. She can't do high kicks. She can't do splits. She's just moving around, singing a song, doing her thing. Crystal took off her hat and face bikini at one point to reveal a terrible wig that was pulled back just a bit too far and had a little bit of her widow's peak sticking right out in the dark hair. Not a good look. It was a bad wig anyway. I would have just taken it off and been a cute boy at that point. Vivian took off her shoe at the end and used it as a phone. I didn't have anything to do with the song. I guess she just needed a gag to throw in there. The way I'm talking about this, you would think I hated this lip sync, but I didn't. I actually thought it was the best lip sync so far this season. They both did a really good job. I kind of thought that they were going to save both of them, but that didn't happen. The Vivian gets to stay, and Crystal has to sashay away. I wish she would have stayed because I think she is an interesting queen. She brings something very different to the show. And she's cute. Not gonna lie, she's very cute to look at. I enjoyed her talking heads. They made me laugh. She was just kind of stuck in her head, I think. She did an interview on a podcast that I listened to and said that if she could change anything, she wishes she had more fun on the show, meaning that she was so stuck in her head that she didn't let herself enjoy what she was doing. And that was the only thing she regretted. She didn't regret anything else, and I say that's a good thing. And if you go on the show, have a good time. Enjoy it. This is an amazing opportunity and experience. Live it. Don't be too serious about everything. And that was her problem. But she's gonna sashay away. I will miss you, Crystal. You were on my drag fantasy team, and I wanted you to do really well. I'm curious to see if we are gonna have a queen return. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I want it to. I thought we could have had the double save this week, which would have solved that, but now I kind of want going to come back. You know why? Because I don't want the show to end. I want more episodes of it. One more episode isn't going to kill anyone. But I don't think it's going to happen because they've all been putting out music after their eliminations. And I don't know that they would do that if they were coming back. Who knows? Who knows? I could be completely wrong. Next week, they have to market and sell a product, and I think it's water. Rumor is that Ms. Katya Zamikalochkova, I don't even know how to say her name, will make a guest appearance, and that is probably because she won that challenge, I believe, on her season when they had to market something. And our guest judge is going to be Cheryl, no last name, but formerly Cheryl Cole. She was on RuPaul's podcast this week. I listened to it today. And now we know why Cheryl Cole is still there, because they want her to be there when Cheryl was a judge. That is the only reason I can think why Cheryl is still there. Because she should not have lasted longer than Crystal for sure. Maybe even something. So this is the only reason. And what I'm secretly hoping is that because this woman is on there, that she's going to go home this week, because it'd be really funny to have her go home on her namesake, when her namesake is the guest judge. That would be great television for me personally. But that's all. I don't know any spoilers. I don't know anything about it. I did see a preview where the Viv and Davina go at it. I feel like the drama is starting. I feel like some of it is forced. I thought a lot of it was forced this week, especially between the two teams. But that is neither here nor there. Anyway, we'll be back shortly with that because, the episode is on Thursday when I get to watch it. Now, there's something very special. So I did dress up a lot over Halloween weekend. I did a lot of drags. My drag is not very draggy because I don't like to wear makeup. I wear lipstick. I've just kind of discovered face crystals, so I have a lot of pictures with some face crystals. There's also Halloween pictures of me and Christian for Halloween, which we looked very cute. Thank you to those who tooted that look, and to the two of you who booted it. I know who you are. One gave me a valid excuse. The other, I'm angry. I'm not really. I don't care. If I didn't want the criticism, I shouldn't put it up there. But it's fine. But you booted that look, and our Halloween costumes were adorable. So look at all the looks right now, and I'll be back to talk about them.
Your makeup is terrible. Your makeup is terrible. Your makeup is terrible. But I love you anyway. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Your makeup is terrible, terrible, terrible. Your makeup is terrible, terrible, terrible.
All right, I'm back. This is our final segment, and I'm going to talk about the looks that I wore. The first look I wore was a pre-Halloween look, and this was just me going out on a Wednesday night to a gay sports bar called Gym Bar in Chelsea in New York, and I met some of my volleyball friends there. We didn't have volleyball that week, so a bunch of us just went out and got all drunk. I will say, wearing a little dress to a sports bar, it's a good thing. I didn't pay for a single drink that night, and I had quite a few, but they were all free. People just kept buying me drinks, so I highly recommend putting on a little dress and going to a sports bar. This is my little black and white zigzag dress. I literally just kind of threw on this outfit because I wanted to dress up. It was the night before Halloween, and I just wanted to, have a little dress. It got an 89% toot and 11% boot. Not terrible, but I love this dress. It's cute. I love the hat even more. If you want to go back and look at it, you can't really see much of it, but it's like a little black pillbox hat with a black and white flower on top. It's very cute. My next look was the Halloween costume I wore to my job at the LGBT Center here in New York City. I dressed up as Queen Elizabeth. I got this dress in Savannah, and I was so excited when I bought it because I knew exactly what I was going to wear it for. And then I bought a wig and a hat and a purse. And I wore this at my office all day long. And I loved it. It was Queen Elizabeth II. It got a 96% toot and a 4% boot. I will say that while I was at work, some people did not know who I was, and it was a little offensive to me. Because I thought it was pretty clear that this was Queen Elizabeth. So thank you for everyone that did know. For those of you who don't, I don't think we need to talk to each other anymore. My next look was Christian and I dressed as Harlequins with our dog, Prim. And we are dressed as Harlequins. We went to the Big Apple Circus for their Halloween show with Shangela, Miss Vanjie, and Aquaria. I love these looks. Again, I told you there were 2 boots, but it was 93% toot, 7% boot, so the majority of people liked it. The 2 that didn't, one is terrified of clowns, so that is my acceptable one. The other one, I will not say why he booted it, because it is homophobic, transphobic, and fat shaming. There you have, I said it. It's not all those things at all. No, he said they made us look big. Great. Fine. Guess what? I'm fat. I'm not trying to hide it. But these outfits, my boyfriend is very tiny and I am not. And so these costumes were one size. We embellished them and they looked fantastic. And everyone at the Big Apple Circus said we were the best dressed. So there's that. Bye. Anyway, did I say it was 93% toot, 7% boot? And that 7% was only 2 votes booting us. I'm going to skip that one. My next look was for the women's event. This is a gala that we have every year at the center. It's not at the center, but it's for the center. We raised $500,000 that night for our programming. This is just a little lovely blue cocktail dress, some silver shoes. I put on my face crystals. I put on a fascinator. I had some silver opera gloves. The look was a huge hit at the event. It was not a huge hit amongst my friends, apparently, because it was only an 83% toot and a 17% boot. It is the lowest scorer of my 5 looks, but I still thought it was cute, and I liked it, and that's all that matters. And my last look was my take on a Day of the Dead. I didn't want to do a full face of Day of the Dead. So again, I put on the jewels. I had my rose crown, and I wore this black and white and red skull dress with a little pinafore underneath it, and some stockings. I usually don't wear stockings, so this was a big thing for me. It was cute. It was fun. I had a great day. This was for the drag volleyball tournament for Gotham Volleyball this year. It was a wonderful time. I give props to every single person that participates because most of them play in drag for the whole tournament. A lot of people like rip their wigs off, or take off pieces of their costumes. Like there was the guy who had the best costume came as Madonna. There was a whole team of Madonnas, but the one that was the best was like in this corset, and he started playing in it, and then like every play, a piece came off, and finally the corset came off. But I give props to all of them because they are all doing it up in drag. We had a lovely, lovely day. If you play in Gotham Volleyball, I highly recommend that you do this tournament. It is so much fun. This is my second year hosting it. I did not play. I have played in the past. I did not play. I haven't played for the last 2 years. So maybe next year I'll play again, and you can see me play in drag. But this was my Day of the Dead. It got 91% toot and a 9% boot. I don't know. So my big toot was Queen Elizabeth, 96%, and I do love this costume. People have asked to borrow it already. Someone asked if they could have it, and I said no. They can borrow it, but they can't have it. Sorry. That's all. That was my special toot and boot from Halloween of me. Thank you all for voting. If you'd like to play along in our votes, again, you can follow me on Instagram at TheRealBarryBrown. That's TheRealBarryBrown. I'm on Facebook at BHBrown13. I have a Facebook page that is called RuPaul's Drag Race Sashay Away with Barry, and it has all the drag information that I post on there. I'm on Twitter at BHBrown13. Follow me if you want. You aren't going to get any information. I don't post anything. If you want to Venmo me some money because you didn't like my outfits, I'm at BarryB13, BarryB13. Venmo me all your money, and I'll buy some new outfits. What can I say? That's all for now. Talk to you later. Bye.